We have it. God Does Like Ugly by JID. The brand new album from the Atlanta wordsmith, the flow wizard, the hook assassin, and one of the sharpest voices in hip hop right now. This time, JID dives deep. Storytelling sharper than ever, beats that knock, and moments that might be his best yet.
I'll put a bullet in Bob the builder.
But is this his most complete project? Or just a bold step before the next big leap? Today we are breaking it all down, track by track, with scores, samples, and the moments that hit the hardest. Let's go.
The devil's outside, angels is in the infield, instigating a riot and
YouUgly. Oh man, I love the intro. It kicks off with West Side Gun setting the tone. Those ad-libs and shouts feel like you're about to watch JID step in a ring. Part 1 is all sharp punches and tight buckets. And do I even gotta say anything about that gospel-like interlude? Just amazing. Then the beat flips, smoother but still menacing, and JID somehow levels up again. The production, that's a perfect 10 on 10 for me. The beat switches are flawless, and the energy never dips. This is how you open up an album.
I'm against the odds, trying to get even, see the evil in my eyes. Vengeance is the Lord, so I leave it up to God.
Glory. This one blends JID's Christian upbringing with the vivid ATL storytelling. We start with the image of a young boy caught between crime, church, and the justice system. You can tell it's pulled from real-life experiences. Then the focus shifts to his own success. $1 million meetings, nights out, but faith's still at the center. By the time we reach the last stretch, he's at his sharpest, mixing confidence, biblical references, and the weight of his brother's struggles. The choir in the production hits exactly as promised, making the whole track feel both triumphant and deeply personal.
Pull up a minute and look in these niggas' eyes, boy, they gotta be sick and tired. I showed them I do it like it was an exercise, and I did it like 20 times.
Work, the lead single that kicked off the God Does Like Ugly era. This is JID shaking off the dust from the Forever story, stepping out of a dark place and making it clear he's ready to work. The beat, I find it solid, it keeps things moving, but it's not the most exciting thing on the album. The hook though, it drags it down for me, too repetitive and doesn't match the fire in the rest of the track. The first stretch of bars comes in focused and driven, and later he pushes into overdrive with fast flows, clever lines, and that ATL grit. Even with its flaws, it's a bold mission statement. JID is back and he's locked in.
You gotta have nerve, it'll make you strong if it don't kill you. I'll put a bullet in Bob the fucking builder.
Community, a flawless moment on the album. JID teams up with Clips, yes, both Pusha T and Malice, and the chemistry is instant. The beat is polished but still gritty, giving space for each verse to breathe. JID opens with his quick, agile delivery, setting the stage before handing off to the veterans. Pusha comes in with that precise, ice-cold imagery he's known for, and then Malice closes it out with a verse that hits like a mic drop. Every part feels intentional, no wasted bars, no weak spots. It's the kind of track you replay just to catch every detail. This is top tier rap, plain and simple.
I left the flame to hit that game, but had to park on the dick. Took everything from out the whip aside the change and the stick.
Jeez. Here, JID drops us right into the heart of Atlanta, where being gangsta isn't just an image, it's survival. The beat is bass heavy, raw, with extra vocals from track Girl that give it a dark edge. The first stretch is sharp, full of frustration, social commentary, and that mix of personal reflection with street reality. Then we slide into the second half, and it's even better. Storytelling about a run-in at the Falcons game, getting his car broken into, and painting it in such detail you can see the glass on the ground. The hook works, even if it's a bit repetitive, and while the production isn't the flashiest on the album, the verses carry it hard. It's gritty, grounded, and shows how JID can make everyday Atlanta life feel cinematic.
He walk a tightrope, is he sane to ride his mind? I hope
Niggas gon' be fine.
But why this shit get better with time?
VCRs. This is JID and Vince Staples at their sharpest. Perfect verses, zero skips in my opinion. JID opens with a blistering run, flipping Monopoly bars into social commentary, painting ATL street life with crazy detail, and locking you in from the first breath. Vince slides in without breaking the energy, talking consumerism, survival, and sweet memory with that calm menace he's known for. And then JID comes right back in, tying it all together with reflections on demons, dreams, and worth. The chemistry is unreal, the production is like a dark pulse under everything, and every line feels alive. This isn't just a collaboration, it's a masterclass.
Throwing up the west side, giving side eyes. Ain't nobody that I really recognize. I ain't surprised niggas arrived to kill a vibe. Probably the reason you.
Skate. This one's pure ATL skating culture bottled in a track. The beat got that bouncy 90s sparkle with Ciara setting the scene and JID gliding in smooth. His verse paints the night, the danger, and the flirtation all at once. Dot keeps it playful and local, name dropping streets like they're old friends, while Venus closes with a west meets east side tension that keeps things interesting. The background vocals ride through it all, and the chorus builds into a perfect Earth Gang pocket. It's a vibe track, maybe not the sharpest verses on the album, but the chemistry and the atmosphere do the heavy lifting.
Rolled out another state that I made 100,000 in a day. That's $500,000 a week, kinda hard to speak to me from a
What we on? I'll be real, Don Toliver is one of my favorite MCs in the game, but this one starts bad. The first half feels like it's circling the runway. Verses 1 and 2 just don't land for me, and the production's nothing special, just a decent beat holding it all together. But once we hit the back half, a whole different story. Don's third verse finds its pocket, and JID's fourth verse is good, sharp flows, dense wordplay, and way more energy. By then, the track's finally in motion. Even if the chorus never quite catches up, it's a split experience, shaky takeoff, strong landing.
And if the world is out for you, it's just like they out for me. Don't know what we about to do.
Wholeheartedly. This one is a beautiful collab. JID, Black, and Ty Dolla $ign weaving pure chemistry. JID even flexes a little vocal work on verse 1, and the way they trade lines back and forth feels effortless. Black's verse is smooth and reflective, and the chorus lands warm and steady, built for replay. The production got a soft texture, a rich low end, and space for every voice to breathe. By the time JID closes it out with that sharp, detailed verse 3, it feels like the perfect blend of trust, loyalty, and just good music.
Out of gas, by the crash, I'm a fucking wreck. Cause my last in the bed is a heart attack.
No Boo, a fiery duet between JID and Jessie Reyez, playing out like a date gone sideways. The first half is a little shaky. Their back and forth feels more tense than smooth, and the verses don't quite lock in yet. But by the second half, the chemistry clicks. Jessie's sharp, witty verse pairs perfectly with JID's confident, slightly messy verse 4, giving the song real spark. The production's laid back but soulful, leaving space for every jab and flirt. That bilingual outro seals it with personality, making the track land stronger than it starts.
Been a long day, put the smoke in my face. Bending over, baby, stroking away.
And we vibing. A quick, hazy breather, powered by Thundercat's unmistakable bass touch. It's dreamy and personal, like you're catching a break between sessions. Smoke in the air, thoughts drifting. It's a small but purposeful pivot point, sliding the album from smooth melodies into sharper, hard-hitting territory.
Trippin', I gotta get out of city. Lot of shit I've been dealing with, making money, making enemies, monitor time, ticking and talking until it fit.
On McAfee, the electric JID is back. Over a bass-heavy stomping beat, he and baby Kia paint a vivid, unfiltered picture of East Atlanta street life, specifically Candler McAfee, a neighborhood on the east side of ATL. Verse 1 snaps with tight, animated imagery, and verse 2 pushes even harder, mixing raw storytelling with breakneck delivery. The hook is simple, almost chant-like repetition works as a rallying call between the chaos. It's high energy, dangerous, and unapologetically in your face. A pure rush in the album's final stretch.
Believe in miracles, there's a reason for.
Off Blue. This is the system of God Does Like Ugly, the emotional centerpiece. It's a 3-part journey, each section building on the last. Part 1 opens with Miriba's angelic vocals pouring out nostalgia and heartbreak. She mourns the loss of a certain magic, but her chorus shines with hope. Believe in miracles. Just beautiful. Part 2 finds JID in deep introspection. He's raw, confessional, wrestling with faith, fear, and self-destruction. The production stays steady and immersive, letting his words do the heavy lifting. The chorus asks, "Are you following the flames? Is the fire you're chasing guiding you or burning you?" 3 shifts towards redemption. JID gets biblical, invoking Moses, David, and the grind of leading despite the weight he carries. The hook fades and the song closes with a real-life story of a prophet telling him he'd be alright. A perfect human ending to a spiritual odyssey. Everything here, the verses, the production, the chemistry between JID and Mereba, is flawless.
Cushion Corinthians is karma on a page that reads, karma could make me king, or it could break.
K-word. Pastor Troy's hook sets the tone for a lush, layered beat where JID personifies Karma as a dangerous, unpredictable woman. Each verse builds, from sharp setups to playful menace to a masterful closer in the last verse. Background vocals float through the mix, and that Jessie Reyes Spanish outro delivers a final reminder to let God handle vengeance. One of the album's most complete moments.
So this is for the diehards and casuals alike that press play soon as the clock strikes midnight.
For keeps. A warm, reflective closer where JID retraces his grind from open mics to sold-out shows. The beat keeps it steady and soulful, letting his storytelling shine. It's a love letter to the fans who kept him going, kept with a tender moment with maybe his kid, a fitting, heartfelt finale. And that's a wrap on my review of God Does Like Ugly, an album that lands at a strong 8.76 out of 10 for me. JID delivers sharp lyricism, great collaborations, and a mix of sound that keeps you locked in, even if a couple tracks didn't hit as hard. What about you? What's your personal rating? Drop it in the comments and let me know. If you like this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe for more reviews, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.